Greetings. This is Brother Kenny, sharing and caring. Part 2. I'm sitting again in my 3-season porch. I just watched the first video, the first one I ever made, sharing like this, and I can see the cold air coming out of my mouth. That's kind of cool. It's not very cold out here, but obviously it's cold enough to make air, but just different aspects of our 3-season porch. What's God doing, and jump in the middle of it. That's what we're talking about. This is an amazing 12,000 piece Ravensburger puzzle. And if I thought maybe my frigid breath was distracting for some of you watching, this could be distracting, or it could be encouraging. Talk about find out what God is doing and jump in the middle of it. There it is. This was a gift to me many years ago. Well, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. I had gone out to the prison in St. Cloud and visited for, gosh, must have been almost 20 years, sometimes to teach guitar and sometimes to share studies with the inmates, and just to be able to share my thoughts and heart with them and encourage them. I love working with inmates, just like people in recovery. And I met a guy named Paul there, inmate. He'd been there actually a life sentence, which up to that time was 12 years, and then he got placed at the sex offenders prison up north. And I also visited him there. Anyway, he was so appreciative of us coming out, the ministry we were doing, and that he had this puzzle, 12,000 pieces. Comes in 3 bags with 4,000 pieces in each bag, and they're real small pieces and they're real thin. Took him over a year to put together. Michelangelo, obviously, Sistine Chapel on the ceiling, about in the center of God creating man and breathing into him the breath of life, and he became a living soul. And he wanted to give that to me. I said, that's so great. And so what I did is I was able to buy some decoupage and stuff for him to seal the whole thing. And then we were able to buy a frame and put the frame onto it. And in my former parish, at my office there, I was able to put it up on the ceiling, straight up, just like the Sistine Chapel. And it was quite a piece of conversation. Perhaps a little distracting at times, but I was really blessed. Back in '75, I had a chance to spend almost 5 months in Europe, and I lived for 2 months in Germany and worked there, cooking for the GIs and traveling about. And I was so blessed to be able to go to Italy and hit all the major art centers, from Leonardo da Vinci's Last Supper up north in Milano, all the way down to Sicily, the boot, the football at the end of the boot there, the toe there, Straits of Messina, across to Sicily, and everything in between, from Rome and Venice, and especially Florence, wow, by the Arno River. And I remember spending a couple days in the Sistine Chapel, just a day and a half alone in the Sistine Chapel, and it was so worth it. So this is what God is doing, and one of my favorite analogies, obviously this is almost like the Mona Lisa. It's probably been used, misused, and abused over the years, but what's so powerful about it, which I didn't really quite get initially, it's like it says that God in Genesis 1 created Adam, Adamah, which means the earth man, or Adamah, from the earth, which is beautiful because the Hebrew term for earth, the earth man, is actually a brownish, reddish brown clay, which tells you a little bit perhaps about the, if you want to buy into the original story or not, but at least the myth or the story, I believe, of our ancestral beginnings, darker complected. And anyway, it says he formed Adam out of the dust of the earth, the clay, however you want to say that. And then he was formed like this, and he's just sitting there. And then what does it say? It says, then God breathed into man. You know, he created him, it's like this, sitting there, and then God, his breath, inspiration, his breath, breathes into man, and man becomes a living soul. I love that. And as a potter for over 30 years myself, an artist, I love the fact of, I take a piece of mud, like the earth, the clay, and I breathe into it. I create on the wheel and give it life, and it becomes something living, something powerful, an extension perhaps, whatever. However, I believe the Spirit uses it to work through me and work through the people who view it as well. Kind of like this piece right here. Just happen to have this sitting here. I love this piece. It's just a neat little top. I made this a couple years ago. It's different. It has kind of an Eastern feel for it. And I love this glaze too. Well, just creating something out of mud. And God did one better, didn't He, with Adam? He created something out of nothing. There you go, something out of nothing. So, that's what God is doing in my life today. And I'm thankful to be able to share it with you and sharing and caring. So take care. God bless you. And God, thank you, God, for Michelangelo and Da Vinci and all those amazing Renaissance artists. Take care. Bye.